I struggled with whether or not to make this video all night yesterday. From the time the news broke about the layoffs at Disney till this morning. I was going to do it, and I wasn't going to do it. I wasn't going to make the video because, or I had initially decided not to make the video just as a sort of silent protest, I guess, to to the layoffs, that I felt like I wanted to show some sort of solidarity, for the cast members who are going to lose their jobs. It just really hits. I feel like my friends are losing their jobs, and that nobody wants that. Nobody likes to hear that, and that's how it felt to me. That it was devastating. I mean, it's not like we didn't see it coming. It's not like there wasn't rumors of this that it was going to happen, but still, it hurt a lot, and I didn't want to just make a video for video's sake because it is news, and we are a news channel. That is what we do. But this one hit different when it happened. So for a long while, I just said, I'm not going to do it. I may talk about it like in a live stream, and we may still. I may answer questions on Twitter, although I'm not that active on Twitter. But then as the evening progressed and as the morning hit, I just kept getting, so many emails and so many comments in other videos, people asking about it, people commenting. And it just, I came to the realization that I have to say something, because people are going to want to know what my thoughts are. They're going to want to know, how I feel about it, what my opinions are. And it's not like it's not like I can escape it. It's not like it's going to go anywhere that I can just not talk about it. In fact, not talking about it might even be worse. Because that silence might speak to a sort of agreement with the move by Disney. So this morning I said, okay, we're going to do it. Now normally I'll script this whole thing because I want to make sure my thoughts and my feelings are, there's a rhythm to it, and then it's done concisely and easily digestible, and that I'm saying exactly what I want to say. But this morning, doing this, I just turned the camera on and started talking. You're getting kind of a raw thought on this, and that is where I am. I'm pretty raw right now on this news. It is heartbreaking to know that 28,000 people, 28,000 friends, 28,000 people who love the Disney company are not going to be able to work for Disney. And I don't know if you're like me, when I hear that, I automatically think of the frontline employees, because that's who this is going to, who it's going to affect most. Now, tomorrow said in the statement, 67% are part-timers. And, that's cover. That's cover to make it sound like it's not as bad as it sounds, and that, the people who are full-time, or most of them, are still going to have their jobs. But that doesn't matter. What matters is, to me anyway, is people who chose Disney. And that's what I love most about cast members, is because they chose that life, because they want to have that life. They want to do that job, and they want to make magic for people. They chose it. And they're not getting to keep that choice. They got to do something else now besides make magic for people. And, so that's where it really, I struggle with this, man. I really do. And what kind of makes it difficult, and I'm sure this is a point that's been made by a lot of people out there on social media, etc., is that I feel like it didn't have to be this way. That, just what was it, a month ago, they restored the executive salaries, which I defended. Just last week, I defended. And for good reason, I think, still, because I feel like if you're working, you should get paid. You should get paid however much you're supposed to get paid, whatever you agreed to be paid. Work an hour, get paid an hour. And so it would make sense that they wouldn't be paying the cast members who weren't working. But now here we are. We have a lot of folks who are going to be out of a job that don't really hit the bottom line. The expense that Disney's putting out for these guys is just healthcare. They're not paying them hourly. They weren't paying them before, so it's not like they're saving that money. They're not saving, the hourly wage of a full-time employee because they weren't working anyway. They weren't being paid. These are furloughed employees that are being let go, by the way, obviously. So if you're only out, you could have kept going, man. You could have. I don't know what the math is on that, but keeping them furloughed is more about keeping them alive within the Disney company, as opposed to just completely cutting ties. Because now all those folks don't have that time spent with Disney. They basically, if they want to come back and work for Disney, they have to start over. I mean, I want everybody to work, man. I want everybody to have a job. I want everybody to have a job. Even the management team and executives, everybody. I know that they probably had to do it. I mean, I do come from an economics or a finance background, actually, not really economics, but I have a vague understanding of economics. So I understand, that they had to do it. It's just the messaging is just so bad. The messaging is just so bad. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good, and you could have done it, especially when the parks are coming back, right? They're going to reopen. They could have. Maybe they know something we don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know. I'm trying to give them the benefit of the doubt in a lot of ways, because I know how impossibly hard it must be to run a company of that size and to make such hurtful, decisions like this. And by the way, I mean, this isn't a Disney problem. I mean, you could say it is because of the messaging about the management getting their salaries back. But there are tons of companies laying people off at a much greater clip than Disney's doing. Again, I'm not trying to defend it. I'm just saying this is not strictly a Disney thing. This is a business thing. I don't know. I looked it up on the internet the other day, and I don't have the numbers in front of me because, as I said, I'm sort of winging this. Lots of companies were laying off 15, 20% of their staff. Entire companies were going out of business, just 100% of their staff, 100%. This was why, a few weeks ago I was really railing on getting this thing going, getting this thing back going again. Not just the theme parks, but just the economy in general. Because people need to work. They need to work. They want to work. I asked a few people, I asked a few cast members, what do you think of the statement? And almost all of them, Josh is a great guy. Josh Tomorrow is a great guy. He loves cast members. And I saw that. I witnessed that at Downtown Disney and the Esplanade. I witnessed him talking to every cast member he came across. Now, that could be, glad-handing. I don't know, but he did it. He didn't not do it. You know what I mean? So that's something. So I don't think the cast members necessarily blame. I mean, I guess some could. Some do. It's not like I talk to everybody. But the people that I know, the cast members that I know, that I've talked to, all to a man wanted to work. They want to work. But they also know that things are tough. And they can't. It's a difficult situation right now for everybody, for the people who employ them and for the people who are being employed. It's tough. I know I have other thoughts on this topic, but being that I'm winging this, they're not coming to mind. So I just wanted to put this out there up front because I haven't actually a whole part 2 to this video that I want to get into because 2 things happened yesterday. There's the statement from Disney plus a statement from the state of California. A short one. Basically, it was an answer to a question, but that answer was just anyway. I'll get to that in a second. But I wanted to open this with and say for everybody to hear that I really feel for the cast members out there who are struggling with this. And I mean, you are my most favorite people in the whole world. And I love you guys, and I wish it didn't have to be this way. And I don't know what we can do or how we can do it to make this right again. I don't know what. Just know that I'm on your side. I'm on your side, and I want all of you to work, always. Anyway, okay, so in addition to the statement from DeMar, which actually occurred after the statement from the state of California, we have the state of California. Now, this time it wasn't from Governor Newsom. This time it was from Secretary Galley. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Well, actually, let's just listen to. He was the secretary was updating everyone on the state's preparedness or whatever for the virus and the tiers and who's in and who's out and what color tiers. By the way, the state's still in red. So after the comments from the secretary and then the surgeon general came on, she gave some comments, surgeon general for the state. Then the secretary came back on to answer questions, and that's when he said this.
Sure. Thanks for the question. And we're working hard to get that out in a responsible way as soon as possible, so planning can be done by both the counties that are homes to the theme parks as well as the operators of those theme parks. We know that a number of Californians are eager and wondering when that is coming, and we're working with those industries to put out something that's thoughtful, allows us to maintain the rest of our framework in a strong way, and really following those principles of slow and stringent to ensure those large activities are done responsibly. So not quite yet, but we're getting very close.
Not quite, but we're getting very close. And for anyone playing Disneyland reopening bingo, they already called that one. They already called that letter. So sorry, no bingo for you. Yeah, we've heard this before. Now some are spinning this as good news. Hey, we're really close. It's going to happen. Well, I see this as more nothing because they've been saying that for going on 3 or 4 weeks now. I want to say 3 weeks at least they've been saying that. He also said in that statement or in that response, we're working with those industries to put out something that is thoughtful. And I swear, I don't know what that means. Can somebody tell me what the heck that means? What does it mean when he says, I'm trying to read my notes here, we're working with those industries, okay, I don't get that, to put out something that is thoughtful. This is also a curious thing that he said. Following those principles of slow and stringent to ensure those large activities are done responsibly. Now, I'm all for stringent. I'm all for slow and stringent. I'm all for following the science. I'm even all for showing restraint when it comes to those large activities. Obviously, he means theme parks, probably conventions and sporting events. I'm all for that. But allow me to retort. How then was I able to go to a sold-out Taste of Halloween event at Knott's Berry Farm last Saturday? I should not have been able to do this by any definition being supported by the state. You could say that, well, they did this because they limited capacity, they limited attendance. Well, you could do exactly the same thing, and Disney would do exactly the same thing if they opened Disneyland. You could argue that guests were not given full access to the park, that there were no attractions open, i.e. roller coasters. To which I would ask, are roller coasters the actual real villain in this whole virus thing? That's how you contract this virus, is through a roller coaster? That's what you're afraid of? That's the real danger? Not the close personal contact of two guests walking throughout the park, which obviously happens everywhere and anywhere. Social distancing be damned. There was none, and there hasn't been any since they've opened the parks to whatever extent that they have, be that at Knott's Berry Farm or at Downtown Disney. That's a topic in and of itself, really, the social distancing, because it occurs, yes, in the queues, and then that's it. It doesn't occur anywhere else. Walk through any theme park, walk through Downtown Disney, and you will be shoulder to shoulder with tons of people, and we're all just fine with it. We're all just okay with it. But I digress. If the science says that I should not go to Disneyland, then I shouldn't have been able to go to Knott's Berry Farm. But the fact that I can go to Knott's Berry Farm suggests that there's something more to this situation than just the science. What is that? What is that more? What's the difference? And I've asked that question many times, and I still haven't received a reasonable answer. And I wish that somebody would ask that pointed question to somebody who is making decisions. There is more to this than just the science. And personally, I don't like being lied to. I don't like being, given political speak to try to cover their butts. I would prefer it if they would just be honest with us and tell us what's up. Because now here we are. We've got Disney using cast members as a weapon to reopen the parks with the state of California. Now, I would say this. A lot of folks were upset with Disney as for using cast members as a chip. That part of that statement from tomorrow was a not-so-veiled missile at Governor Newsom in the state of California. Look what you did. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with them doing that. I don't agree with cast members being used as a chip. But we don't know the whole story. We don't know. I kind of have a feeling that this move was planned a long time ago. We had rumors of there being big layoffs coming, and not just for frontline cast members, but for people in management offices as well. And that should be inferred from tomorrow's statement that this isn't just frontline cast members at Disneyland. It's not 28,000 cast members at Disneyland who are taking your tickets and serving your food. There are some, but this is across all sectors, all divisions, and on both coasts, Florida and California. But having said that, I mean, that's how it feels. That's how it feels to us, right? It feels that way, and justifiably so. But I wonder if, you can reject the idea or the notion of using this as a chip, but I wonder if it's still effective. It feels like they've been holding on to this, that they've been waiting to make this announcement about laying off folks for the right time so they can have some cover. And they do have cover now. They've got cover with the state of California dragging their feet on guidelines. So now that they can say, we're laying these folks off because the state of California, they were going to do this anyway, I think, right? I mean, and again, I can't speak to the economics of whether or not this is necessary, whether or not this is a good move or a bad move. I'm not smart enough for that. I can just tell you how it feels. Like I said, at the beginning of this video, and here I am, I'm riffing again. I can just tell you how it feels. It feels terrible. It feels awful. I feel dead inside. I'm uninspired, unmotivated. I didn't even want to make this video. I don't even know how I'm going to make my next video. I got stuff in the... I'm sorry, I can't say anymore, I guess. It's just, it makes me too upset, and I want to be positive. I want to try to stay positive and not get, emotional about this. I just hope this works. That's all I can say, is that I hope that Disney making this statement when they did works for everyone. Well, I'm sorry, guys. That's all I got. Please do feel free to leave a comment, ask a question in the comment section below. I'll try to answer as many as I can. But I don't want it to be a flame war. Keep it constructive, I guess. I don't know. Go easy on me. Go easy on me. I just love Disney. And I just want to talk about it. So, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Fresh Baked.